One of the things that I've started doing and analyzing with my stuff, Jeff, is I've been looking at a BRE formula, which really is a break-even formula. So I go through, and I do this when I stress test my deals to put them together, where I look at it and go, hey, if I pay this much money, and I got 50 units, and today's market rent is $1,000 a unit. Where can I go with my rent before I start to have trouble paying my mortgage? And I find the spot where I can really break even. And so then I look at that and I say, hey, I've got a break even point in here that is at 78%. So I look at that and I got 50 units. I got $1,000 a unit. That's 50 grand. I can collect 78% of that before I have any hardship to myself. And so, one of the things that you and I have talked about and we've done with our properties is we've looked at where we can go financially with that property to make sure that we're not dipping into, or at least I know how much we're dipping into it based on where we're going to go with the tenants. So I've already given you a dollar amount that you can discount every unit without having to come back to me to give you some leeway. But I've also put you in a position where you can look at it and say, hey, I got 75 units that are paying just fine. I got 5 units that need half rent. And the real problem with that math right there is I started out the equation with 50 units and now I'm already at 80. But I like to grow my properties. You know how that goes, Jeff, right? But so we got 30 units that are paying full rent. We got another 5 units that are paying half rent, and kind of a smattering from there of what people are able to pay. And I think that's important. I think having that break even thought process of, hey, if I can just get to even this month, if I can just get to even over the next couple of months, maybe that's a forbearance with some of these tenants. Maybe that's getting a promissory note. Maybe that's allowing them to take their security deposit toward, half a month's rent or something like that. I mean, those are the things that are important. And Jeff, one of the things that we've been able to do in the communities that you manage for me is we've been able to really create not an us against them feeling, but a togetherness of it all. Hey, we're humans in a coronavirus environment. And landlord's got to meet his obligations, tenants got to meet his obligations, and everybody's in a brave new world where obligations aren't as easy to meet as they were a month ago. And we've even talked about giving amenity credits back for people that aren't getting to use the amenities because we've got them closed down. Giving up profit centers in the cable and internet, like you'd mentioned, just as a way to say, hey, we're trying. And Jeff, when we look at that, that really has made a difference. How has that played out with your staff and the residents when they're approaching the tenant going, hey, by the way, before you even ask, we've got some goodies here for you?
It's funny because I think what we've experienced, and I think what you'll find, is when you're coming at a situation in a proactive manner and out of good faith, you're in return, you're going to get good faith.
Right.
And what I mean is there's a lot more honesty out there than you think. So you're going to have people who are going to come forward and say, I'm going to be honest with you, I got April and I got May, but June I might struggle. And these are the conversations that we love to have, because that helps us help them, and it helps us plan. Like renewals, for example, we need to be keeping our eye on those renewals. We can't afford to have people move out ever, especially now during this time. So our eyes are on that prize, and we're already hitting up renewals because we know the name of the game is to keep them to stay no matter what.